TV Oborabu Bwagusi.
Magaro benki ya mwancho murigere weta ya TV na Boborabu Bwagusi kwegena ritkoria uri abere ritoira rwekaro ritkoria Alhamisi tariki 15 acho mutienyi okianda omwaka wechi wibere na meronko ebere na isano na mangabere ka okorekana imensi ya Kenya kurbaga kito ikachinse chiga ekerongo kwarigania se Eunenkio Alhamisi erionko manyebuna nara yang kwarigania riti asenchera ere yoboikranu aseri bagaria ye Eric Maubengo kwarigania tosanga mu gikomario aseri tanganike gima kwarigania gatiari to kwarigana riti asenchira ere yobwenge. County ya Kisinso Braiwayo mugavana Paul Simbarati niyo yarariwe ko banambeye masogo sangirire banko imense ya Kenya.
Tiarenge saine tia mogaso. Tiomerari tia chaga kumagaka chinse cha saine. Igo abanyagitari mbatire igo ba kirangi chinsa kianda kya bona maroba. Barusirie sambo bairire batatebirie garo bararete information batatebi kiagara
ya mateye mukuru wa Nyaboterere wodi ya Bugitaurio nigere no muichano maiga yechombe cyabo isatogo kwase chinchira cyobo tutukanu.
Mmesema maendeleo kwanza, mnataka barabara, mnataka stima, mnataka maji, mnataka kazi ifanyike kwanza. Hiyo ndiyo ambaye tumekuja hapa siku ya leo. Ikifika maneno ya siasa tutaifanya 2027.
Igati abaraiba Kenya kwanza kurwa gusini go bakwanire mirobero ya serikali na koriyo gusirwa wetro murobero broad based mashinani. Ayo mnaenda mange ngo kwarigania sencha bene ile tusangamo wika omwere ritrene Everlyne Osero Joshua utanero ko yaretra sense muyimanyerero mega ya kamera turinere Joseph Mokoti wigo ven murianko nero ko inekya buna tbichaniro gicha wekere ko kwarigana tachake norobot kurwase county ya Kisii asomo controller we budget Margaret Nyakango ayararire county ya Kisii insiyo mugavana Paul Simbarati ko banambeye mo asech county chonse meronkene na isano na ibere asogo sangereria ebango imense ya Kenya asoroboti ruabetero kubwato kwa county ya Kisii nigo yararetiwe gukora buyago kinya ugusangereria sebirengo byemyeyemo 52 aseta ya TV yabaga gukora oroboti kurigereria biria byakorekanira isi yo mugavana Paul Simbarati iyo goikirania ebirenkebi gusanga no mu chief officer asensemo iyo gusangereria bango ime county ya Kisii Conrado Wino nigo yoteba buna ayankubwatekana no koira ugusangererwa kwebango asechinchira chiekerero ugusiekwo kwemega mewa yonsi era irere chibese cyogosira gati yande amanke nigo togochakirwe Eunenkio Alhamisi norobotero asenchira yobikanu muri keito Eric Maube
asoroboti ruabetero kubwato kwa no controller we budget Margaret Nyakango county ya Kisii yobaraibo mugavana Paul Simbarati nigo yarobetigwe ko banambeye mwase county chonse 45 na ibere asensemo yo gusangirire bango asomwaka bw'ikibesa bw'ikirubere na 24 kirubere na 25 yabetege kuri cyo gusangirire gwetanie bilioni ya mochini gutakianda icyo kire birengo bimiyemo na 55 na 3 igoreye mia asobo teneneri bwa serikali ya eteteniga serikali ya county ya Kisii asomwaka bw'ikirubere na 20 kirubere na 29 yabetege kuri cyo gusangirire wechi milioni 194 asomwaka bw'ikirubere na 20 kirubere na 22 ekalikia milioni 550 asebono kurwa umugavana bwe county ya Kisii okabere Paul Simbarati achorwa asomwaka bw'ikirubere na 22 asomwaka uyo bw'ikirubere na 22 kirubere na 23 yabeteke gusangiriria milioni 115 asomwaka bw'ikirubere na 23 kirubere na 24 ogusangirira kwebanga ukarokana gukina sebasangirete gwetanie bilioni ya mochini gutaisano na bono somwaka bw'ikirubere na 24 kirubere na 25 bagasangirira gwetanie bilioni ya mochini gutakianda igere gukina konene bono korarigwa ko banambeye mo ase county chonse 45 na ibere Magigayo gochoro kwayo mugavana Paul Simbarati ase omwaka bwa 2022 amonchereria mange nigabetiga kubekwa sensemo yo gosangereria ebango gati yabo gosangereria ase chinchera chekerero gosieka emegwa yonse yarenge gocha kwirero gosira gwechibesa okurongiya abakori emirimo bari chimbwa cyabo cyare kororekana ko bana amabolyo gati yanda mange yairire bono ekaunti ya Kisii kwirero kubwatarana okonene gati yabo bisabonsi kubwatekana nayo nigo twariga kumanya yereto gukino kwa soborai bwayo mugavana Simbarati asomo chief officer sensemo yo gosangirire bango Conrad Owino atebire bune serikali yo mugavana Simbarati nigo yanyorete chi account chinyinge chuchitaringe chingikirano asabege tomokia bugo chisieke gento kerere merobere meikirano yo gosangirire bango ime ya Kisii.
I want to tell the public that when His Excellency the Governor came into the office, he actually found so many illegal accounts in place, and he has dealt with them, and every time he does his investigation and he finds an account is not properly in use, he will demand that the account is closed, and most of them remains dormant. We are basically on the way to ensure that we have no any other dormant account which have not been recognized by the law.
Owino nonyana boniga atebiro no gosangiririe bangase chinjira cia digital digo kwirira okorento bwasyo kuhasaba na inchi barorekanire ko bano bwege no bonene ubo kwirira korwe bango yabo goika kwaigwa marisiti.
We also ensured that we gained public trust, because most of the time previously people will pay and they will not even get the receipts for what they have paid for. This time around, because of being cashless, immediately they transfer their money, they will get a message either from their phone, directly from the county or from the bank, telling them that the county has received their money. This one has also made them to pay without struggle.
Nigakwanira chipara chingi ya ime kaunti ya Kisii chichikobairira goikasa chinsemo eligo sangiririe bango asabone serikali ya kaunti ya gore chigari chinde chichirachiko konya abo bisa goikerana ase chinsemo
We also thank His Excellency because there are good road networks across Kisii County as a whole. This has enabled our officers to get into all corners of the county to ensure that county revenues are collected in good time.
Negetambukiro kiaberege kogokerwa negati abamenyi kurwase county ya Kisii abago kirege kege bakwira konyoro bokoreri no bwasyo kubwabere bokoenekigwa.
Hii digital revenue correction naonekana iko very convenient na it's accountable, it's straightforward and it saves us on time and the convenience. We are happy kuigunga county yeye nero number 1 asogo collect, so tunashukuru kwa hiyo.
Naboni go bamwakire omugavana Paul Simbarati bunambiya mono ase getambukiro kirachi kwegwa ne county chinde nabone county ya Kisii yabere keorokereryo go chiase chinde.
Tunashukuru Simbarati tigabeke bintu proper egekogera from revenue correction no turanyore best services, otherwise mbiya tuetenenere
okoribigwa kwemegwa yekwiriro kobora gwechibesa ime county ya Kisii digo kwairere serikali ya county goikirania merobiro asoko nyora chibesa chisaine gwetera asogo sangereria kwebango. Kuripoteri eta TV nchedigo nkoro kwa Eric Maobe.
Mbia mwana omurikeito Eric Maubase oroboti orurikirano kurwase county ya Kisii togoskabo sio ase oroboti ronde amateye monigere no muichano magege chiombe cyabo isatu kwase chinchira cyobo korekanu ayagani gabaga koenekiwa imeye kenyoro kya nyaboterere bondonya sesaba kwa location imeye wodi ya Bugetauro sub county ya Nyamache county ya Kisii na kubwatikana no mugakanyene Christopher Uganda unkuboni gabateba na nigo babo karero mambya buyamo ne cyombe cyabo kiribuya wekabuna bakama korende magega yaye ngakyagenda guchirigeri obunyasi alianya ora cyombe cyo isato cyigotagana boigo chikoruta chinta cyo wekabuna cyachaka gukwa eyemo ase eyemo wikakwera muri keito sagi nikero sidomas nekira nasengeyo nagutwariganira roboti rwa senchira yo wime.
bagekororeka seitantu ana gokerora rinde
buna erembu asabo gusinga asamenyete nabwene tomenya amone tuyaye egere nyare komokonya asabo gima amone amate yaye wono nigo ya verma minja ase amate mo mage chombe chaba sato konaro kwa ase jinjere chobo kolekano okwana na eta television dermo roba nigo omoga kanyano muchi agotebanga niga bokare robya na boyko ekraba nyaro kama chombe chaba senjirengia niga kendo chiko chirgeli ndagira kolende kerana nago chani ganyora chombe chabere chikoranya se
asa maria tanguru Kristo boganda no ibungu twabo kabuya kiombe kawaida ekigo kameru elia sikorara kero kia kamu na chisibi mambi kero na chisibi na jireta sikurire ndagira na chisibaroro na chibekera masangaka kiaji kero kia gendra koli je na ira mabere senkoni kawaida na genda ne kero ngoirana na nywe chae na ande naenda kuchirigerie ndagira ende yakabere kero na ira na gocha na atorire masangaka bono na nyora nga ekere ng'ombe gutagana kubwae ekurusia masombo kurumu
omongina mwenkeyo nere na bwataya arenge gukwana ko bwatekana no gukwe chombe chaye
Samaria tankoro kujois kemtoganda nai kero na bere sukuru ngonya okore asiana nanyora muga kominto gongakire simi na begete e5 na role nanyore konyegerire na chikorikele nanyora nere lakini ndiri nanyora nere na ligigo stukanga ningigo sanga kere na ranga ni gente kebekera iseko banaende na teba yayo ranyore ne kefungwa kombori nganga ina be karen omanyagonte binga na chire korigie ndagera ye chombe na iranire nanyorire chombe chikwe
ono abanyarago iko bakuringa onyale nguruire inkiagera chaku chonsirimo na boyo bagotebanga onyano kuboko kwa mwanya bantu tiganya saye anyara gukonyo monto yo
no Maurice Jackson nsom onye yarenge nga no burwaire aki na bachiare gukwera limoiga ende yare gukurero nende kumambi kuchimambi ende gusera arwari ekenege ntekebe onye mwanya bantu gokora iga asirie taria Yesu igatugikirie genteke
Samaria ta Samuel nyabuto gwaro amabere gakunywe gunonde bwensi asetuge babwatege konya abantu bonse asekenyoro murigerere timoroche ng'abantu kuna baichanete asekenyoro onyore no burwaire bw'echiombe mbuya mona asenya sai kurende nyona no muntu okoraya tigatoya gikere nande ko motebi ng'a tigata mero monene nyasaye linda onchoreri geko ere nibe geko konya abantu bonsi asekenyoro
Maria tandu tukerugo mugusu tuachire tuakumirie sengencho yoyo minta kwereru chombe isatu atuakumirie kiagera abanyagitari bachire korwe county bachire gosudia na baro bairire chisambo otosinyire ng'ekero omonto akwerigeria naribuye gose naribobe ekera koiba naribuya abang'ina baminto motagukura ng'a
mugako gando kong'akera ontebi na chiombe ndagira na chire gocha na nyore chombe chonse ochira irense nga naende chiakuru
Kenyara ko bagekororeka seitantu ana gokerora rinde
boteria esa television ya beru rawa kusi amone sengima guru ase kenyo kyanya boterere nyangusu sub location basboge taurio ward nyamacha sub county me yakisi county oyo no morario ino sagini kerose Thomas ukiona esa television ya elea ujue meundwa na watangazaji walioshamiri katika taaluma ya uandishi na utangazaji Hadi Broadcasting House, Etaya House, Kisumu Road, Nyamataro. Kwako studio.
Bia mono muriketo sagini kerosi Thomas hinige heroe robotiro wichana kima kerose mereti tuwa yao ya manya wokwa togoska bosio skuru ya Nyantaro comprehensive imeye wodi ya Gesima ebunge akitutu masabe county ya Nyamira iyo birasi bya ECD byasiye kwa magagajo gotebekana gotaikerania ebirenko bya borokwa gosomera nigo bana yanyoriro bokonyi bwa matobori eribwe ye monich mibere koruase Adams Mochenwa uyo bwateganga yo kurye kirogo kyobo senator ase county ya Nyamira bakonyora amatobori ayo nigo munyakirogo bweskuru eyo namona bayiboli bakirembuya na gusaba barayibande gosonana eriyo bagache ebirasi ebyo Felix Nyakundi namake
namagacha yasikwa kubwatikana nebirengo byaje bibe asa motuka manke bono na igo gutiga boroki gwaba batabwati nase bagosomera bakwagachirwe kibande ke boigo goikaroro ere mireme mekongu kubwatikana nembure nyinke
murigereri maiga igase skurwa ne klasi kesaregete kyabana ba ACD klasi ke kyaberge okondemi wa matuka mange chi warning twairu paka bana yakerete account abaeriti be sub county ya masaba not bajete baka condemn baka sieka mochandora igo monene aiga maiga moroja marum mayuaro akarike omugaso bari chingite chigosoka kurumi chinda cyarira abana na ndoro cha momaya na machugo ita abana karaba gwera
nyina boga kweresera iguru y'ikirasi kikiye kikubwaterera nigo muchando leo asikiri nebirasi bibere bigosangwa n'abana bonsi asayamo
mogenda mataria ntwaje tukarosya aka structure gete kare temporary asa abana bakobera kwa sabwaiga mbali kunyara kobo egendo kare kereke awesekere tukanyana guche ensemo abana abande bakorigere guche abono disturbance yakoba ekaro mwalimu amarige tochimana oyo bono mwana tari ku understand inkyago tebu ako nguserio girio mwalimu ole gotumotwe noyo ndole guche
obokonyi bono nigo bwachakire korekana bwagosirwa matoboli erweyemo ne chimye ibere korwaso yokoriye kirugo bosenete county ya Nyamira Adams Muchenwa oyo gwetero mwakilishi oye oichanire nenchira magima ya oboroki waya ale asabe
na bato tumanga tocha na madhafali 1200 ayora isane korosi kirasi kama ajagire kubeke kama GCD abana abuna barobo banyora sibago somera asaraga ya
nigo bona baibuli babago kero gosiroko bagosaba abandi bali no moyo bugwoncha na barobo kubasira eri kwaga chebirasi ebi
ismewa engineer majano obere wishangia goso omonto tangene correspond otoira matoboli 1200 egerato konyere kirasi
omoseneta omachenwa otokonyirake otoleteira matoboli na ende gaki abande mororero twachandekire bobe gaki na bande chiseneta chionsi pichiko boli onde tayo togokani onde tayo togokoraki gaki so eskuru ya Nyantaro morore keroro
nonyina bo nigo bamuchire barayiboro gonkoro bakogani omwe msibwe wadeye nabo igo mugabana bwe county ya Nyamira goika ase skuru eje iro kubakonya kwagache birasi ebi heri abana bagendere n'amasomo abo abutambe
omwe msiye toko moigwa se video ntutari gocha na toko na kodra pakari rube lindiro bisiae ntwe atoko moigwa se video lakini gocha reme chande na ande tari omwa kumutangani emiaka yonspina maite gracia kana bokere lakini tara ire ni step na ande gendo twale ko request egabana yeito tego tomo bantu ba ekuru obisi bacha baligereri ngaki mochando kitobwate
etogo sabanga hona leponya nyamino inchwe ground toroseye kerasi elinde elia eskuru anyora asaraga ya bana bago soe kerasi basoma buya na karato apana bakonya gweta konyora sibachagete koru naga yale
raiga eskuru yoboroso ya Nyantaro yogutuka imeye gwadi ya gisime bunge ya Kitutu Masabe county ya Nyamira ngo reporter ya ETA ya TV Inchen Felix Nyakundi
Miyamano mariketo Felix Nyakundi ase orobot yoro chinga kensengi meko yenyora eiki ya World Climate Action nigaba bwatani au baumeranire ase gusomera nase skuru boroso ya Kyogo yo toka mebunga Kitutu chache South County ya Kisii ero gusanga amaegerio yo koegerera rire nabayo kurende binto bitoitanaine nonyana boni go basmeke mete bunenchira yemo yo koricengera litukeri nonyana boni gaba nainchi baboriwe ko basumustari obusyo asoko byegerera ebinto bitwitana ine oroboti oru ni warwariganirwa no muri keteri kimawe bakubwatirana nere Diana Gisoi
ase eiki yogo chengera World Climate Action nigo ababwatani au baumerana ase eskuru yoboroso ya Kyogo imeye bunge ya Kitutu chache South imeye county ya Kisii iliyo kwanera amaegerio yo kwegerera rire nabo igo kolenda ebinto bitwetana ine ase omorai wo moroberio yo Charles Omote atebire buna ogonchoreria kwelire kwalentire amakongu amange.
We are aware that the world, especially in Africa, we are experiencing climate crisis, which has come as a result of emissions of gases to the atmosphere, which have depleted our atmosphere. And now, today, we are here so that we can be able to teach young people and also in solidarity with other organizations and other people across the world, so that we can be able to mitigate and also adopt systems that are good.
Rengana no mote ogosirwa kwe birengo byense korwase ababwatani ao nigo kwa ireire ebigocha ase ogokora omochando yo anene ase chinse chia Africa.
To be cognizant that the major crisis in Africa is due to the fact that there is low funding from the global north, which has also affected people in Africa, and they have experienced a lot of drought, a lot of food insecurity, a lot of high temperatures, and sometimes we are experiencing this in our communities, which are very low like these ones.
Ase omoyogo yuo nigo basimeka emete elioko birenda ebinto bitwetanaine na kobolia abananchi koyobwatesia ase ogosimeka emete asobonge.
As a school na watu wanjitegasie sana naoni ntungora asimeka zore compound twara asimekire mete menge ekiagera nambe yemo emeteye ige commenta the beauty ekomeka our school to be beautiful. At the same time we get fresh air kerto bwate mete around na bakonyanga no nembe otoko yana igere mbeo eyerengia sana igo obosimeki bwemete negentokere ekia sana whereby we are encouraging kero monto nonyena setole chinka asobwata sarake onyara ko bago gosimeke mete elinde elio emeteye enyara ko make your compound to look beautiful. At the same time it's one way of conserving the environment.
Nonya nabo nigo babolirie serikali n'abantu bansi kobwatekana nokurwania ogosaleka kwelire okuo koralente amabe amange onye egetambokero kia bwango tige koligereriwa.
We are calling for the national governments and the county governments through our governor, His Excellency Simbarat, so that he can also be part of us in this business, can be able to collaborate, can be able to partner with schools and young people like the ones we have here, so that we can be able to run our initiatives that are very good in terms of climate resilience, so that we can be able to have a smooth environment where our young people are living without much pressure due to the changes which we are experiencing right now.
Kolipoteria eta ya TV Eliane Diana Kwamboka Gisoi.
Mbia mwana murikeito Diana Kwamboka Gisoi ase oroboti oru aba MCA korwase county ya Nyamira nigo baboriwe korosia chinsoko echo kirase chiwodi cyabo eri abananchi korwa chinsemecho banyora mache asobwange ukwana chinga kibacha kia korosi wa wensoko yario menke yotoka se wodi ya Bugichora ibunge ya West Mugrango me county yo Douglas Urutwa onkeo oyore umunyakero gobweke ombe kia Green Champion nigateba buna nere buya kwegerera chinsoko ase binyoro ase okorusie mete eyue gukora amache ogero Peter no roboti urwasubime
kwana sekenyoro kia mabundu yegotoka se wodi ya Bugichora ibunge ya West Magirang na kero gobeke ombe kia Green Champion Douglas Orutwa nigabaga kora abanyakenyoro naboigo ekiombe ke masokweni kimabere bago chene nsoko chinsemo chia liomenge ase kenyoro kia mabundu ase wodi yo ya Bugichora
ekiraba MCA bago ikarasa tigamba nyargo akoligere na nejibole ebisima bakolemera abananchi banyamira na ndo tubwata manjare natural tikajibese kiri kinyinge chiche nturuko kana bisima mbiremwa lakini ebisima boneka tokolema na ndege sima tokunya kusalia manjari ali underground amanja narari natural abantu bari gosomwe emete ya rocherusi gwemiringa mwe kunywa manja mange tosimeke emete ndego rwindigenous ebisima birosi kabisa bibe protected kebe cemented buya amanja na bokonyora no next generation to akole kwento anyagache ndokonya gukwana magana yo endagera unenjare ere Nyamira na ntubwate mbule nyinga sana na ntubwate natural springs
na sensemo y'abanyakenyoro naboiwe kiombe kya Green Champion kurwase county ya Nyamira
serikali yeito ye county ya Nyamira tubwatisie asokoro chindo chechi ese chibasa chiri chibekira ase bisima birimo kolema na intumoto inyora ase bisima ebi chindo chechi elinde tonyare korosi chindo chechi tonywa macha maja igombu yamone kiagera turanyare kubwate sugune county ya Nyamira elinde tonyare konyora ase climate change na intu twabere involved buna bangina
amaja ya igari kwane ensoki
etosinya ine nonjwali ominto na inde intunto begetimete ekiagere emete miringamu yekongusa amache igo bono tukarora mbuya torusie emete tomenteni amache na bantu na bari to surround ati bana baro bamanya korusia emete amache tokunywa amache amache ne yengencho without weather you cannot survive.
Iko twachega sorochoro rwaito asengencho todekororosia ndo twara marwaire wetera sumuroberio o climate change eyegere tonyare konyore ngencho yokros chindoche igo twara usaba minto yoriso sana bande baturoberi mbato somia toikaransa tugasoma igura climate change na kitugwenta kokonyeka na se chindoche na sinsoko egere ntonyora marwaire twabangire bono no twarosiriga emete butorwe twabangire tubutore emete tororosie egere amache atigare koborro kwa sababu onoroche abantu bakunyugwetania abantu 600 bategemete roche kamuranje rusie emete meringa mutegeje kotokonya kende kubogetsani obogima nyona abane ke bakonde skuru okabanya ora amache bakunywa maya na maya yare roche buna rosi tukuga ojinto likobere tokoja tuanyugo lakini bono rutu batemera noyo minto apiemi batoigereire batorente ire binto tanyakora bakoja koso ende bunge ngibara akore gose
Nguripotelia eta television korwase chinseme chiga cha mabundu yegotoka se wodi ya bogichora se bunge ya West Mogirango imeye kaunti ya Nyamira rietaliana igonkoro kwa Ogero Peter.
Mbia muno murikito Ogero Peter se oroboti urwabaraiba Kenya kwanza bakurawo n'umugaci w'ikyama kia UDA uyobo igoro mu cyumbo kitutu cha North Jafet Nyakundi omo chief whip Silvana Osero muimirire pwe county ya Nyamira Jerusha Mumanyi no iwe county ya Kisii Doris Donya mubungo mochore Irene Mayaka ni nabaraya babakura baraibande asense moyari onkaga me wodi sise bunge abarawe county ya Nyamira asomurobero o broad based mashinani asiba kwanire meroberio ye serikali nabayigo kurigyo gosirwa ase oyo asoko yikirania na tokmanyigo no muri Keito Felix Nyakundi
nege ikaro nabana inchi benseme ye sise ime yaborabu umuroberio o broad based mashinani asaba na inchi ababere seiro igoro ya magendero yo muraibwense anene mono ase chinseme chichiaborabu Jafet Nyakundi no mujumbo kitutu cha North oyiboigo orumugachi we kiama kia UDA.
Sisi tumesema ya kwamba sasa hivi hii miaka 2 ambayo imebaki, kazi yetu ni kufanya maendeleo kwanza. Lazima tuhakikishe ya kwamba watu wa Esise, watu wa Borabu, watu wa eneo hili wamepata maendeleo kwanza, alafu siasa itakuja baadaye. Hiyo ni sawa si sawa? Hiyo ni sawa si sawa? Si mmesema maendeleo kwanza? Si mnataka barabara, mnataka stima, mnataka maji, mnataka kazi ifanyike kwanza. Hiyo ndiyo ambaye tumekuja hapa siku ya leo.
Umuchando bwestima uyo abange benseme batabwati no rototigiri magega asomoye goyo asebanekeriwe kubekerwa asebono egeriro kobo kwabo ase serikali erokorenta magendero ankabuna yo gocha sorogongo rwagusi. Silvana Osero no mujumbo South Mugranko oyoboigo oromo chief whip ase bunkenene
mwatebre mutaite stima enseme mubwa testima serikali ya William Ruto nebwate chibesa ekobeka stima everywhere emutagete tomwe minjere bono iga toganye tusandere mukamo mura 2027 gose tora stima bono iga era abekuga osere stima bono iga ekagera 2027 na tambe chikule chire myaka ebere korubono ntoigoneine ntotegerante lakini mutagete stima ga toganye stima yecho kobeka 2028 gose ebekubono iga epareye togan tomote bia tenene mutiko yokura 2028 gose korubono igere bana kari so atokoteba tuta bali tole serikali ime ni tutoko bali present ali ase tole mali ekera tokoruo twese tutsiai
niko boigo baegereiro murobero mugima o housing levy oyo batebere nigo goikirani guhakorengana ne katiba ya Kenya.
Nyinyi watu, katiba ya Kenya na tulifanya 2010. Katika ile katiba ya Kenya tuliweka kipengele ya 43 ambayo inasema kila Mkenya anastahili kuishi kwa nyumba safi. Mwanaume William Ruto hata kama amepiwa vita juu ya housing levy wakachire nyumba ko staraga chako umure kwa kachire
na nyina bosi asa je county ya Nyamira tichitigiri magiga asumugumanire Jerusha Mumanyi amuchire mugabana Nyalibo asogotekerania magenderero na kuriira yogotenene kerogekyo eria konya abanyamira
inje titagetugo tachori otagetiringe munagendete gutiringa etiringe buyeka nesariri bweka ekero mungina gocha anyore na omonto yogwasinyuga goikankora watu wetu wanataka wafanyiwe kazi kama wewe umelala amuka.
Rigase chinse muchesise imeye bunge ya borobwe county ya Nyamira ngo reporter ya ETA ya TV Inchem Felix Nyakundi.
Ekiombe kiabarimu na tiorosa yerwa Nyamira bakorawa n'umunyakerogo Evans Obiri nigo banyorira maigerio igore chinchera barache kworokereria na gucha mu bnaboroke bekiombe kyo orosagia ruwa Nyamira muroberi wabago gwikiranwamo na Dr. Walter Onkundi Chanua oyo bwateganga yo kuboria kerogo kyo bugavana ase county ya Nyamira asaba inekeria okobwaterana nemirobere mia asebare chinga kyarabe kago swabisi bwo mugavana ase county yo Geropita Namange.
Evani Sobiri n'umunyakerogo bekiombe kyake NUT orosagia Rwanyamira.
Egasi y'obwarimu no gusegeta kisemi. Na ende gona to igwananire n'aba sukuru ya Chons. Bari batene kisukuru cheito bakuri present union na NUT. Nga to segete kisemi kurwari kisukuru abana baitu basome buya omurembo be kisukuru cheito abana batureniriga banyorire amasomo amaya. Banyore amasomo amaya kegima na kibakore to murembe kisukuru na kibako beka bani baitamo na ndege tukurwanirana muna balimu elinde tobe tokonyore ngeri ngiya ikia to gosoma to korega asu tabwate ngeri ngiya ekogerura gere buya omenye buya naende none yango beke buya
boigo asamegeria yoni go babago kwanera igoro yogokinia chisemia se county ya Nyamira
chisemi cheito tutati tubwaterane chisemi mai tokubwaterane ko parents abaibo jamana abana jamana ko success bona igo twatabire na governor abe chi project diria chaki achamente chinde mono nebira simbi yobuya egere abana baito banyarase bagosomera agiya no litoranyore good environment asabana bakobera
oyo iganjo free omwansa omugachi wekiombe kyorosagia Rwanyamira
oyo no ro mwanso ando onde bwansi kworginga onde bwansi otaba na lero na intwega iganga twachaka komera namo kuna school representatives abarimu no barase kwage kiranye gitotana korra bari batubwate siri bia mono kuna oyo minto chanua omekiri itukari yarrekaniriye ngenjo mono esabari Banyamira branch no anye no mugavana nere na batema buya nere na bache ne timu yaye nandi totete abaraibo echingejo chonsi baende njere kavireye nali abantu ba minto turanyale ko kubwatirana
nonye nabo
solidarity
Uganda Daktari Walter Onkundi Chanua oyo bwateganga yokoliye kerogo kyobo gavana se county ya Nyamira so mwaka bwechirubere na 2052 yobanekeria aboroki gwabwe merobeli miya bunago swabisi buno gavana se county ya Nyamira.
Tukifika pale ambapo tunaelekea ofisi munipatie wale viongozi ambao mmenipa leo, sio wale mmenipa leo lakini yani you give me your head, your leaders, and we continue discussing such matters going forward so that the welfare of teachers is also incorporated in the policies for development of this Nyamira county. Together teachers can also march together with us. And if we find time, you know, the Department of Education, in Narok we call it the Department of Education, Youth, Sports, Culture and Social Services. Education and then social services, those two. Including the youth, because you teach the youth. Those are departments under teachers. And it's only a teacher who can be able to determine what is required for these fellow teachers, for this department. So hiyo ndio inahitajika tuje tuongee, alafu tutaona vile tutafanya. Na tunaendelea kuyaongea kila siku. You know, a government is not made from one person. It is made from many people who come together and determine the policies and the guidelines on how this government is established and how it can be run.
Mwelio ye Daktari Chanua nigabwato kobolio koiga guchia serombe ya boroki abo.
Okay, may as many as are for this opinion say aye. May as many as are for the contrary opinion say nay. The eyes have it.
Nguripoti ya Eta Television kurwase chinseme chiga chia viongozi kebiriga yego toka se wodi ya Bonyamatuta se bunge ya West Magirango imeye kaunti ya Nyamira. Lietaliana igonkoro kwa Ogero Peter.
Ekiombe getenene tabari Teacher Service Commission nigo kiaine kebuna medical insurance contract ya Minute Kenya nigo era chitariki meronko etato cy'umutinyo 11 omwaka oyo asemeroberio egendrete yo gukora amaunchorerio erio habaorokia bakonyora obowenya wetera sha gukwanekero aikirana se committee HCM omwacting CEO Everlyne Mitei nigatero buna magendrete gusangirire birengerero kurwa sabalimu naboigo ababwatani kubwatkana nengane yo muriketo Josephat Morachano roboti rwa senchira yobwime
nekero chinga kiche insurance y'abarimu erigetiko ikomo elio tariki 30 cy'umutinyi 11 asabona ababunge batorera amabori igoro yemeroberio yekyombogi ya TSC kebwate erikorra abarimu batorera obokonyo boikeranu.
The fact that you as a commission have you interrogated your entry into SHA, the benefits and the pitfalls, more importantly putting into consideration the issue of the teething problems of SHA.
As they do consultation, and you're saying this is a comprehensive medical scheme. So far, we all know how SHA is operating. How comprehensive is it?
Are we transitioning to SHA? Teachers will now be fully under SHA. Is that the direction the commission is seeing itself take?
Asensemo ya Everlyne Mitei uyoro musio intenenera IRS ribuna nigo TSC genda tokoro chingwana na SHA amona babwatani au bet sector yechisemi asokonyora obokoreri bore obia.
We've actually held a lot of consultation with SHA under the chairmanship of the head of public service. And those consultations, Chair, are at an advanced stage. We have said we've been given up to 30th September, end of this month, to conclude those engagement, including engaging our stakeholders. Based on the fiscal space, we are going to harmonize within 3 years, that we will ensure that all the benefits are harmonized. We have a roadmap for engaging all the stakeholders. And Chair, tomorrow we are having the 2 unions, Kenya National Union of Teachers and KUPPET. And the rest will follow.
Manyakirubuya committee yo Julius Meli asabire kyombegia TSC koirangana iyo ngorana boikeranu na gutwara maigwana n'abantu bonsi elio korenta obokoreri obuya.
So I would only want to ask the Teacher Service Commission to really look into this issue of teachers' medical scheme, move with a lot of caution and make sure all the parties are involved in every step of the way, so that the transition process from whatever medical scheme you had and to whichever you'll be taking them to, you have everybody onboarded and everybody involved.
Muripoti leta ya TV kuru mchomo neno Nairobi, Marieta Josephat Makura Muracha.
Biamono muriketo Josephat Murachase orobo tiururu kanu ababugia bechingero be bandi ya majoge B Kings na boigo higatia mashabiki be bandi yo nigo besokia asokumurera uyo mwabo be bandi yo manyikaine bunanyaga ko mweri uyoro mwana hunyagusira Charles Omweri be bandi yo kubwatkana na gose kubwatkana no gusira kwaye nyagaka nigo bana baboliro gusirwa kurwa sabara ibechinge ncho chionsi na be kurwa sa mashabiki na boiga bana msiki bonsi asogo kinegesa kukia ya Charles Omweri. Kelvin Onderi norobotyoru
ugokwana nigetasini kega babugi be bandi ya majoge B Kings kwerebuge ya machoge chache abo besokia sokumulero mwana muziki oyo abo nyalete gusira umubwaye ase bamotogire nyagaka Omweri asarenge umugi omuyasi basirisiro je bandi yo
omuji obo Omweri togita jarisi nero njagitie gita na migisinya gwanga na severa stongubo akaketu abigitenga na ntutu gatomubwatie birandi elinde neranyo ale sagwati yeje ko makwai mna tata omwaba alinge ko omubugie gita Wana toko sababa chumbe baito. Toko sababa na musiki ba minto bali toko bugito komerana. Tuaranga mabera go chaso muchiwe. Omuchiwe bona onti tuatwaliro bobanga bakale ko era bonsipi.
Mwana nyagaka konyote mirasa konyara. Lakini ama kweli na mwirete. Nyombe itigarete njira abana batigaretare.
Amashabiki nabo igabo yabo nigo besokirie wetera sigitaseni kega gietaya asokobolia kugosira bandi yo nabo ige amatenya gusira umweli ujole ngomo bugi.
Pole sana se familia ya umweli, pole sana nyagaka ototigire mnantuwe bana musiki tuwakirenga pole sana andi pole.
Abana baiga basome egentekene tutagiti abana basome nandi tuakania masaba agendere.
Igonde igaiga buno yomwabo yanti ya nyagaka amasabiki itonsi bya gusiengi maga kimwanje musire nga yomugaka omweli osirete maremu ne familia ya sirire
ate na pole nene asumuchi odokto omweli mambe ase abana baye kurwere munasirete n'umunginoye na abana baye bamubwatiri bogo bona abantu batigarete na abachukuru abambatakire basiru ase abantu baranyare
chinga chichichicho nigo baruro kobolia gochiasa barebe chingenjo chonsi chensemeyo nabo igo chibandi chinde gweso na niasogosire meroberi yoko mwenia nyagosira nabo igo gokini abana baye abo bono batigaire mageka
ntuto koko tebinga abantu bamita kusisi mwabeta motokonye familia bana batigire na bana bakesana elinde tobasire abana siasa bonsipi abachumbe aba MCA bonsipi bagusina andi Nyamira
abarayibe chinjira wao mugavana abiga abachumbe bagusi abali siko yense na abali meyense togusaba bokonyo bonene sana
bana musiki gusiyengima abana batigire noyo bona tugusaba bokonyo moto siras mokonyara
gusaba abagusi bonse ese mwaika munyale gokonyo muchiyo
amuranja abaminto tuchakire kansura yeito abarayi baita babunge abagusi baito amashabiki onsipi asegusi kisi yeito amana Nyamira abamanyete igoro yabana musiki nande abamuraba nkora gokibarerenda abantu nyana kobatumbuisa sichinyangi nande mokore ogwanja kwino motokonya gocha senkeye irinda abana abo igabatigaira banyora chisemi mambi chiko chakobakonya
ginkorboterieta ya TV Kevin Ondere.
Mwacho muri weta TV ngo kwani anonsi soberta na ukwarigena sita chikosoreria nenkefa nengobusire abane chukiba Kenya ngo bagenderere gwakirwe koko na bwo gotogirwa kubwatikana machibwara maeme ya Tokyo Olympics wetera chikosori chigende chintundega ya World Championships ni gomo gosori Faith Cherotich anya tukoba kwebwera egoli ya Kanasensi ya Kenya kubwatikana nechimbera mnyogate chechimita chiri busato ko charuka macho buse 3000 meters steeple chase ni gobo igo abanya chukibya tas chimita chimisano na isato kumukona Meri nabo igo Lilian Odira na Sara Muraba nyatukoba usibanya ko kori bya kemo wasore na kwena kire tikiti yo chukwakilisha Kenya as semi final ichira gosori buri tukuriankyo yenere nkona yaye mu gosori Faith Cherotich.
I almost to give up but I tell myself if I have reached the final of Utiavi, why not can I maintain the pace? Then I realized I am strong on the last barrier, so the water barrier, and I normally have a kick. I believe in myself for that. Yeah, I was so happy. I even didn't know see the result as I celebrate because it was so great for me. It's my first time to be a world champion, and my dream was to be. Yeah, the challenges are on there, and I thank God I finished good. I didn't fail, and yeah, because when we were running, I heard someone fell, but I didn't know who was. But I came and realized it was Peru, but I didn't saw the others, for which I'm telling her sorry next time. Yeah.
Karto tigate asama mena ibona ni gomo Eunenkio mukoro Wilfred Mungei uyu atkubaga koribya kege mu mwaka wa 2023 asuko ibora Kenya Gold asama mena ni ime ya Beijing ko na chimita chimisano na isato niganya ko baga kurese geto kuchia sabani njuki abayiga bakuwakilisha team Kenya ime ya Tokyo Olympics asikirianga nigo akwanire aba Eunenkio byatune Emmanuel Wanyonyi uyu asebono kuwakilisha Kenya chimite chechu chimisano na isato asatebirenga nigo batoko semero sibarogo semero konene asikenya nga bachikuimuke chigold nabo ko yeruke bendera ya Kenya buya ime ya World Championships ime ya Tokyo.
Emmanuel Wanyonyi, has proven once again, especially in the rounds, that he can run from anywhere. I watched his first round, the way he competed. He's always in the front, but he found himself in the middle and he was able to get out and still being able to push that race. So I expect the best. Robert has proven again, winning world championships in the past. He has a lot of experience. He has competed with Emmanuel, of course, several times. But again, sometimes this is championships that once you make a mistake, remember that 800 meters is one race that I would call it very tactical. When you have the best, each one of these guys will be watching each other. No one wants to take a front because remember that this is a race without a pacemaker, and you have come here to represent your country. You are carrying the whole nation on your shoulders, and each one of these athletes will be, which it means they will have. There is a lot of psychological that will be going on in their heads, definitely, because if you look at a rope from Canada, for example, he has won before, but again, he would like again to achieve. If you look at his time this year, Sejati hasn't won a championships.
Kurasa maneno yo hime ya Tokyo wanakwenda na ligi nkoyo ya Kenya yibona yonchuriri dieta kurasa Kenya Premier League na kwenda kwa Sport Pesa League nigo ekiombege kamari ya Sport Pesa Kenya ko bage korana kwene ke uchiko wetra na moni ligi na Kenya FKF asabone kerenga kereke na gigu chikusirebye we miense ya Kenya nigo eligeiga ya Kenya erobiri uchiko chaka bene ikende iga na moni tukuri yankyo ekere club ya Tusker kira chiko kosoria na KCB asegeti Kenya yo chise 12 cha Margoba club ya Shabana nigo kira kosoria kimana kyabege tani kigma segeti kya Gusi Stadium itukuri Jumapili karabara chikubarigania APS Bomete obono basoira seligi yiga Ronald Karauri nigarumunya amurai wekombeke gaga Sport Pesa na Bagoseni Mohamed kurasobo treni wenko yo Kenya FKF yibona tabirenga ngo barankigma kuchikubwatira na bosiwe season ya Kenya.
We are very excited to have SportPesa on board as the title sponsor, and we have unveiled the logo today, so we are quite excited. Coming from the huge successful hosting of CHAN, we are hoping to continue with the momentum and ensure that our leagues and competitions locally also keep growing as we prepare the national team for AFCON 2027 and even bigger tournaments in the future, including preparation for World Cup qualifiers. So for us, we will keep looking for new partnerships, forge new collaborations with all stakeholders across the board to ensure that we run a successful federation and also run a successful league.
SportPesa, we are coming here as partners, and that's one of the key things, how to promote the football, how to make sure it goes to the fans, how to do all that. If you were talking to a different sponsor, they would have quantified that amount and put it as a figure. For example, they say to market the league, we will spend 100 million, and that would have been part of the check. What we have put in the check is what is going to the federation. Remember, we'll have our costs as well, whereby we're going to be promoting the league, and as I said, we want to discuss with especially KBC to ensure that the free-to-air games, because Azam is the broadcast sponsor, but we need to have some free-to-air games that are going on our local TV channels so that fans who are not paying for pay TV can access the games. So that's one of the things we'll do. Secondly, again, fan experiences, and that's what you're mentioning, whereby other than what is being broadcast, what do we do to encourage people that going to the stadium is a fun experience, like what people now recently rediscovered with CHAN. It's always been a fun experience, but it has never been put out there that you can go to the stadium and have fun. Suddenly with CHAN, people have realized that football is a very fun experience to go to. And even in our league, that experience remains the same. Of course, unless we start seeing tear gas. I'm sure we will not see tear gas for some time. But that's what we want to do as SportPesa. Engage people who are also strong on social media so that they show that the game is as good as CHAN when they go to the stadiums.
Chigosori chukuwa bwatrania bajumbe kurwa chibunge cha East Africa nigo bono charo birigo korekana mutinyi 12 mwaka oyo chakistari kisana wika 15 na ibere imeyense ya Uganda chinsemo cha Kampala namono gukwanira omo nogeri bwebungeri ya Uganda madamane tanita mong ninganyara ko bagakubari gani bonsi imeyense ya Uganda bosio bwe chigosori chiga litkorera ningo banya ko bagotwarege kare Kenya ko bagegwikana no nabanogeri kurwa se chibunge wasikura chinse ime ya East Africa abase batebrenga chigosori chiga nigo chirengete ko chikoba chinyanso mona somwako koyo anamana mwiga yo guchene kyo mwako eta ime ya Mombasa ise ya Kenya nigo bono chigosori chiga kira chikwa bwatana bajumba abo anamana kiraba bo ibara chikwebwera ebyewa
You're most welcome and welcome to the Speaker's Chambers in Parliament. We had a meeting this morning with my two brothers, the Speaker of Kenya and the Speaker of Iyala, over issues relating to sports in the East African community. And as you're aware that one of our integration pillars is on sports, as parliaments of Uganda, parliaments of East Africa, we decided to have sports as one of the things that help us in deepening, widening, and tightening the integration. And in the process of that, we do a rotational hosting of these sports. I don't want to preempt what the chairman is going to say. The chairman of the East African community on the Speaker's Bureau, I will hand over to you to communicate on what we have decided as the speakers of East African community.
But I'm now told that you have created more hills. There are no longer 7. We came here on the invitation of my sister, but more importantly, I'm here in my capacity as the president of the Bureau of the East African Speakers. As you are aware, we hold sports for the parliaments of East Africa every year. At the end of the year is the last event in the calendar of each year. In December, we bring together our parliamentarians from all our member states to visibly demonstrate their commitment to the process of integration of the people of our region, to demonstrate our desire and our dream to have a completely free movement of people, goods and services within our region, with cultural exchanges and many other interactions.
Mucho muri toko ndasi UEFA Champions League nigo imeno bitano na kemo byako sore twe obutuko kira rero as Olympiacos yani toko bage kuruma kari yo gutanyose na Pafos FC ekero Slavia Prague bachita makari ko nyose chigori bira 7 na Bodona wego Ajax ba kongonto na Inter Milan ya Italy chigori bira Senoti Bayern Munich ya kurwa abo Germany nigo ya kongonto Chelsea ya Bongereza chigori sata seye mwekero Liverpool ya Bongereza ya kongonto Atletico Madrid ya Spain chigori sata sebere nigo PSG ya France ya toko bage kongonto Atalanta ya Italy chigori nya Senoti ekero botuko rero imena no bitano na kema boygo bikogosorigwa nigo Club Brugge bakosera mo na AS Monaco ya France na boygo FC Copenhagen bakosera na Bayer Leverkusen ya Germany na boygo Stinsen Eintracht Frankfurt bakosera na Galatasaray Man City bakosera mo na Napoli na boygo Newcastle bakosera na Barcelona ekara Sporting CP barachikosera mo na Kairat Almaty. Nkojerwe gonga ritkurira club kirikia gucha Stars ngaya ko bage ko sori binano byo gutimana chinguro imenye county ya Kericho na mona segeti kiriya Kericho Green Stadium ekero ba sori mo na Zoo Kericho Ozezu FC na boygo basiria iguchigori bira seyemo egento boygo nyarikoba ngusaba ko abira anyariko baga ko mu patron we club kirikia gucha Stars enere mo soti yoro macho mu magosori mukoro we club ya Shabana we club kirikia Gor Mahia oyo no tebirenga abagosori baba batoerera ne mono asoko ukona chagwe kina ritukoriyankyo kikira sekigambero guchikomanya mbachikosura seligene series sonye gocha busene kira chikoba igobono nigo enere mo soti abaganiri amaya kigimana boygo Racing Starlets banyariko bakora lige koskiabo ayuna yana mangene ritukoriyankyo asama yita chigosoro ngoro kefane ngobosire
Biamono yo minto kefane ngubusire hasama yayo kigima kura sense mu yechigo sori manchi muri rega no tokorera Eunenkio Alhamisi chinsa ibere tumerane chikoraga chinsa inye ase amangire triane Everlyne Osero Joshua utanero ene kia gusawikera sense mu imenyererio aven muri yango nero ne kechibichanerio gicha wekere boigo magaye kamera twarengenere Joseph Mokogoti ekero Eric Busire aine kyabuna hobe aberega wekera sense media yemitandao twarubulire buro bya semero bere kubati
TV Oborabu Wagusi Ine kwabere gukora iryo bugwenya sora konyo muchando wasasengaki otaranyora bono tokumia Ronya Hospital Keumbo niyo koreria obokoreri bwekerero